Hi, and welcome to Phoebe's World Studio Room. Today we are speaking to the artist herself, Phoebe, who has been tagged by 3 different people to do 2 different art tags. The first tag has 15 questions, and she was tagged by Kelly Donovan. So here we go. Okay, Phoebe, what is the most expensive crafting tool you use on a regular basis?
Hi. Hi. I don't know if I use it regularly enough,
But I think my most expensive crafting tool that I at least intend to use a lot is my Big Shot. So yes, the Big Shot and the accessories that you need in order to use with the machine, like the cutting dies and the embossing folders and such.
Yes.
What is your least expensive tool you use on a regular basis? I think it's this knife that I use as a bone folder. The knife part of it does some pretty cool scoring. Scoring is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I use this a lot, and it didn't cost me anything because we already had it, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that we got from a yard sale. Nice. What is the oldest item that you have made that you or someone you know still has? Okay, I think it might be a little lamb that I had made. It's tree ornament.
Okay,
I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but it was something along these lines where it had cotton balls and bobby pins for legs, and it had the tiny googly eyes for the eyes, and I know there was a lot more detail to it, but I don't remember exactly what it looked like. And it had a hanger on it. I gave it to my aunt, and I believe she still has it and still puts it on her tree every year for Christmas. Oh, wow. Neat. And if she does not still have that, she still has a lot of things like that, like a lot of crafty things that I have made in the past. She keeps things, and she's sentimental like me. I keep a lot of things too. Anyway, a lot of people I know and care about that I have given greeting cards that I made myself to, they still have pretty well all of them or most of the ones that I have given them. So yeah, a lot of people do still have things that I've made. What is a crafting tool that was a waste of money? Gosh, I don't know. Crafting tool that was a waste of money. A waste of money. Wow. I have so much stuff. It's this. Because, as you can see, it's still in its wrapper. It's got dust and everything. I never used it. It's a paper recycling. So basically it's a paper making kit. And I saw it at the bookstore and I thought, that looks like it's very cool. And I want to do this. And we bought it. And as you can see, I have never used it. I never even opened it yet. Like, I still intend to use it, but for now, it's a waste of money. And I feel bad about that. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? I do tend to do that. Like, I think something will do something. Like this, for example. This Punch Anywhere punch. When we bought it, I had bought only this. And when I came to use it for the first time, I didn't understand why it wasn't working. But it was because I needed this one in order to have this piece for it to work. And so this was rather expensive. And for some reason, there we go. So this was rather expensive. And I was disappointed when I used it for the first time and saw that it makes notches, 3 notches in whatever you are punching through. So if I wanted to, so like on a piece of scrap paper, that's fine. I mean, and it works really well. It works great, but you do have to put some weight into it to punch it. But then this piece is not usable, which is disappointing. I thought it would be. And so, like, I tend to do that. I tend to buy things or to want things because I think that they will do certain things, and then if I get it, realize, oh, it doesn't, and then I get all, you know, it's not good. And so yeah, that tends to happen a lot, and therefore it's hard to pinpoint one thing like that, but I guess I'll go with those 2 things. Then again, this is not a waste of money because I have used it. It's just disappointing. And I do, like, I can still use it for things. I just have to use it in a different way than I had intended at first. Okay, so yeah, these are like long-winded answers and things. What is your best storage idea that you have implemented? Now again, this is really tough. Well, for one thing, I'm a self-diagnosed hoarder, and I just hoard things, and the things pile up, and well, I end up with a big mess, and and I'm a very visual person. I have to be able to see it, or to, you know, it has to be accessible. So everything I try just doesn't seem to work. It just doesn't. However, there are a few things, like this Lazy Susan here. The idea works, except that I don't have the right types of things on it to make it to make the best of it. But it works pretty good. See, so this Lazy Susan, that works pretty good. Now this was a pretty good idea to buy, and works pretty good. This Michael's caddy thingy. I think that this area right here is a pretty good idea as well. So basically what I've done here on my main desk is a pretty good storage idea. This is actually a pretty good idea too. These are IKEA items, and my stencils up here, and some other things. That's a pretty good idea as well. So those things work pretty good. So yes, this right here, that is the leaf out of a table that I didn't need to use, you know, in the table. And so I put it on top of these things, as you saw, and those things, I don't remember what these are called, office supply things. And yes, I store my markers and pens horizontally, like the packages always tell you to. And so, yeah, I use that. So I think that works pretty good. I think that's a pretty neat idea. I mean, obviously it's a big mess, and if it weren't quite as messy, it would work better. But anyway, what is the worst storage idea you've implemented? The worst is this. Ran out of space in my paper caddy right here, and that one too. And those, that's not tall enough for the 12 by 12 papers and such. And so I thought that I would put a cardboard box there and use that. Well, it was working for a little while, but then these are like, they're so heavy and they're all like curved, and it's not working very well. And this kind of thing also, like boxes, Kleenex boxes and mac and cheese boxes and things like that, in order to put tape rolls and things in. Now, it's okay as long as my collection isn't too big. This works okay, but this does not, because it just, I have too much now, and they're too big to fit, and it doesn't work because I have to keep pulling stuff out. And at first I had it like this right there inside the cardboard box for the paper. I had it there, and I had it like this, and it worked okay. But then, like I just said, I have too much now, and so I would need like 3 or 4 of them, and I don't really have a good place to put them. And so, yeah, that is not really working. But like I was saying before, pretty well everything I try for a storage solution, it just doesn't seem to work. Or if it does work for a little while, it doesn't keep working. It just doesn't. But this area does seem to keep working, even though it's a mess. But I do need to find a better solution for my colored pencils, because like I'm constantly trying to find the color I'm looking for and stuff. Anyway, the danger in asking me a question is that I just can't keep anything short, it seems. So anyway, what is the most viewed YouTube craft video? And what is your least viewed YouTube craft video? I expected it to be my video A Face to be the most viewed, because it's the one that I've gotten a lot of feedback and things. It turns out, and I'm not sure that I understand these analytics properly, but if the analytics are correct, my most viewed crafty video is More Folded Books, with 445 views, and my least viewed is More Splattery Fun with 1 view. But then when I went to get the video links to provide the links for you, in case you were interested and wanted to see them, on the video itself, it said it had a different amount of views. Like, for example, the More Splattery Fun had 51 views. So, like I said, I don't know. But yeah, according to the analytics, I mean, considering that I only have 275 subscribers, that's really not that bad. That's pretty good, actually. I'm quite happy. How about you tell us about your biggest crafting mishap? What project did you try that just didn't cut it? Okay, I think that would be this project. This right here, where I tried to make a whirligig thingy. So I can't figure out how to make them stay together when I put them. Like, those two worked, but then the next ones just won't cooperate. And so basically it would have been like this, and it would have had 2 or 3 more pieces like this, and it would have been on a string, and it would have, like in the wind, it twirls and does pretty looking things. But I can't figure it out, and so I kind of gave it up. I gave up on it and went on to different projects and put it aside over here, and thought that I would get back to it eventually, but I never got back to it. While I was cutting the pop cans and things, I got lots of cuts and things, and so yeah, I'm a little bit afraid of that project now. So yeah, that would be, I mean, I'm sure that I've had a lot of other things and probably worse mishaps. Oh, there was that project I had done, and Franklin had helped me to create it because I was under a deadline, because I wanted to put it in an exhibit. I belonged to a group of artists that sometimes would have an exhibit with a theme, and all the members were allowed to exhibit, like, I think it was like up to 5 pieces or something. Anyway, one of the pieces that I wanted to put up was called 35 Monarchs, and I had hand drawn and cut. I had drawn and then cut out and colored both sides of the paper of monarchs, and it took a long time, and so I ended up needing Franklin's help, and but the piece was like rather big, and it was built up on a piece of styrofoam. And anyway, I really liked the end result. I had some butterflies of different sizes, and they were all around, and then we built a neat little frame around it. If I can find a photo, I'll show it, but I don't think I'll be able to find it. Anyway, I didn't store it properly. I didn't do a good job of storing it or displaying it in a good way, and so it ended up getting sun damaged, and also some of the wings and some of the butterflies started falling off eventually, and it was actually kind of heartbreaking and upsetting. But yeah, we ended up, when we moved, we ended up throwing it in the garbage. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that would have been a mishap, I guess. What are some items that you stock up on every time, or almost every time, that you go to the craft store? Almost always on specific colors. The colors that I use the most of my colored pencils, my Prismacolors, almost every time I get a white pen. Now, it used to be the Sakura Jelly Roll. I guess if I want it, I have to get it online now. Anyway, but now I guess the second best, and it is good, also the Signo Uniball, but I really do prefer and really miss using the Sakura Jelly Roll. So anyway, okay, so a white gel pen, a handful of some of the colors that are running like really low and that I use a lot of my Prismacolors. More often than not, fine liner brush, a brush like this one, because paintbrush, because I don't know if you'll see, but yeah, I guess I'm hard on my brushes, and they don't last long to stay in good condition, and so I'm constantly needing new brushes. Not only the fine liner, but that's the one that I replace most often. But like if I'm getting one of them brushes, then I often will get one or two flats and a round as well. I guess it depends on which store I'm at too. Like if I'm at Curry's, which is the local art supply store, then I get the brushes and the pencils and the pen. And I also usually replenish for next time I go. I'll need a new, I believe this is cerulean blue. Anyway, whichever blue this is, my paint, Winsor & Newton, that I usually use up and need to replace. So those. Also, my Stay Wet, my palette. It's a special palette, and it has the papers and a sponge to put in it. It keeps your acrylic paints from drying out so fast, and anyway, it's a really cool palette, so I usually replenish. I usually stock up on the papers, and often need a new sponge as well. Okay, so that's if I'm at the art supply store or at Michael's. I can get any of those items at both places. If I'm at Michael's, then I usually will replenish my Stays On ink, my jet black, and my timber brown. And I will see, the thing is, usually when I'm at a store like that, it's because I've run out of something, or I need something, or it's because it's one of my gifts from Franklin is to go to the store and buy stuff. So now if I'm at my friend Karen Ellis's art house studio store, then I usually pick up things like my glues, my PPA and glossy accents. Oh yeah, right. And at Karen's store, I get the refill for my Xyron sticker maker. And I need, next time I'm there I'll have to get one, because this is the last one. I'm on the last one that I have. Maybe this was my best bargain, because I use this a lot and I love it. That's a long answer, but that's what I pick up most often depending on which store I'm at. What is your favorite non-craft store place to buy supplies or items for crafting? I think that would have to be Dollarama, like a bargain store, like KW Surplus, for example, or something like that. Yeah. What's a craft you wish you could do, but you can't do it? I've always wanted to learn how to carve, and I have tried to teach myself a few times, but I always give up because, well, I just don't know what I'm doing, and I don't really have the tools. I was given a tool set. Yeah. Anyway, I've always wanted to learn to carve. It's still something I want to do, but I just don't know how. And I mean, with all the millions of other projects and things that I do try and do, and that I'm into, I guess it just keeps getting pushed on the back burner. I also would really love to do something, and I believe this was Angie's answer. I also would love to know how to do sculpture, like with metal and like found objects, like all those neat sculptures that I see people making, like with like old shovels and forks and etc., like metal smithing, I guess, or welding things together and screwing it all together and making it so that it's sturdy and it stays together, and so I'd like to be able to make those kinds of things as well. I can't do it because I'm too afraid. I'm too much of a scaredy cat. I'm just too timid about the tools and the chemicals and the things, so yeah. And I don't really have that kind of space to collect the stuff that you need in order to build these things. And so yeah, I guess assemblage art, I guess, is what the term I'm trying to think of. I would love to be able to make assemblage, and I would love to know how to carve, and I would love to know how to so I'd love to know how to sculpt, carve, and how to do assemblage art. Okay, so what's next in your craft tool wish list? Next on my wish list, I believe, is the bigger one, the one that would fit something closer to this size. I use this a lot, but I would use it even more if it had a bigger space. Like, yeah, this can only do like very small things, but I love this, and I would use the bigger one a lot too. Of course, I would use it enough probably that I would always be running out of the refill thingy. But yes, I think that it's either that or it's a bind it all type of machine thing. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's the Xyron, the big Xyron sticker maker, because that would be the most useful at the moment, I think. And like with these, like that's the thing with me. I mean, you can ask me these things and I'll have this answer today, but if you ask me again tomorrow or in a week from now or in a month from now, you could get different answers every time you ask me the question. So I just don't know. Like, yeah, these kinds of things are so hard for me. And I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, I know, but it is. Sorry. So, and what made you start a YouTube channel? Okay, so my sister and I had something called Fablevision back in the days where we had VHS tape video recorders, you know, the big ones where you have them on your shoulder and you hold them around and the tape is inside. And so yeah, with those kinds of video cameras, we would have a lot of fun creating home movies and silly fun TV show like things, or movies, like they were short films. But anyway, we had a lot of fun. We would get all dressed up and we would invent characters and we would write scripts and we would, you know, just have a lot of fun doing that kind of thing. We'd also make music videos with singing karaoke with her machine and then making videos to go along with that. And we would, anyway, basically we'd have a lot of fun. We'd even have fun making commercials of things we actually use and like, and you know, that we actually would endorse if we could or whatever. So we would do that. Some years later we discovered the internet and computers and things, and slowly I started watching YouTube, and I started watching a lot of people on YouTube. And every time that I would watch like a kid's art show such as Art Attack with Neil Buchanan or Art Zuka with Jeremy, I think his name's Jeremy. Yeah, even Mr. Dress-Up's drawing and crafty segments especially. I really enjoyed that, and I liked the Wise Old Owl concept and everything. And so watching all these shows in my youth, and oh, did I already mention Commander Mark? Oh, I really loved Commander Mark and his Secret City series. I was already inventing aliens and their world, and you know, often my own world, Phoebe's world. And because of that, I always had it in the back of my mind ever since I found out about YouTube that I wanted to start a channel and I wanted to do my own version of the shows that I enjoy watching. But I wanted to bring it... The ideas you get from children's art shows, you can use as an adult. I mean, it's not just for kids, really. And you can get some really cool ideas and you can learn some techniques and stuff, especially if you're new in art. A kid's art show is actually a very good thing to watch. So anyway, I guess the answer is I like the idea to be able to make my own version of a TV show without all the stuff involved, like with being a TV personality. Like, I have all the control. I say what I do and don't do, and I say what airs and what doesn't. You know, I have complete creative control, and I just love that. And so I guess YouTube, when YouTube came along, it just kind of, it just was a perfect match. It's just perfect for me. The only, like, I would have started making videos a lot sooner, but I wanted things to be perfect, I guess. I wanted to have an opening signature thingy, and I wanted to have some things that it just never worked out. I never was able to make that happen. And so finally one day, whenever it was that I started, I don't even remember how long ago it was I started, what day or whatever. I think it's been like a year or two, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I just, one day I decided, okay, enough stalling, enough waiting, just do it. And so I did. And so here I am. Okay, that one that we just did, Phoebe had been tagged a long time ago, but due to technical issues and also a few other factors, it took a very long time. But here it is, finally. So Phoebe, are you ready for the next tag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good. Okay, so Blade the Artistic Biker, as well as APG Jamie, have both tagged Phoebe for this next one. And this one only has 5 questions. So here we go. So who inspired you to start making videos? Okay, so this is pretty much the same question, probably is pretty much the same answer as the last question on the other tag. What is your favorite medium? My favorite medium? Colored pencil. Now, I started out using Laurentians. Yeah, most of the word is gone now. But you can still see the tail end of Laurentian. Now, this was my pencil of choice, and I used to get a new set of, I think it was a set of 60 colors every Christmas. I would get a set of these and a new tablet to draw in, and yeah, for years and years and years and years, that's what I would do. So I would just sit at the kitchen table and draw pretty well all day, almost every day. That was pretty much what I was doing. I love colored pencil, and so I'm not sure when I switched to Prismacolors. I miss some aspects of the Laurentians, but the Prismacolors are actually quite good. Yeah, when they don't keep breaking on you forever, like all the time. They're actually a good pencil. And since I started using this sharpener, yeah, they don't break as often. And so that's interesting. Anyway, so yes, my favorite medium is colored pencil. And a close second is acrylic paint. What is your favorite color? I have trouble answering what my favorite color is. It would be a lot easier. Lori, I'm thinking of you. It would be a lot easier for me to say what colors I don't like. I don't tend to like gold. That's not what you were expecting, was it, Lori? Anyway, yeah, I don't tend to like gold. I like copper, and I like yellow, and I like silver. I like all the metallic colors except gold. Go figure. So anyway, and even gold has its place. Sometimes it's okay, but just a little bit. And I don't like green, but it's starting to the dislike is starting to get lesser, and some greens are okay. Like if I really have to put green on something other than grass or plants or leaves, something that's supposed to be green, if I have to put green on something other than that, then I reach for this type of green, like a French green or a spring green, like a bright, cheerful green. Or more likely than not, it's something like this, like Deco Aqua, like aquas or turquoise type of greens are okay. But I still prefer to leave that out. So yeah, I don't like green and I don't like gold. I do love black. I think black is still my favorite color, even though technically it's not actually a color. I think black, I love wearing black, especially if it's not a hot summer day. I love black as a background because it makes things pop really good, and I love the combination of red, black, and silver. That is my favorite combination. But lately, I've found that I've been reaching for colors like chocolate brown, maroon, as opposed, like red. Maroon is still a red. Yeah, maroon as opposed to poppy red or like a different type of, like a crimson red, which when paired up with black and silver, I prefer that kind of red. But yeah, lately I like combinations of colors like earthy tones, but not green. like browns. Yeah, like these kinds of colors, and black goes really well with these as well. So I'm going to say that black is my favorite color because no matter what color you're using, black goes really well with it. So yeah. And I also like happy, cheerful colors schemes, like pinks and yellows together. And so I really love a lot of colors. I love most colors. But yes, my favorite one is black. Okay. Gee whiz, why can't I just say my favorite color is black and leave it at that? Anyway. What 3 art things would you have to have on a deserted island? I think this question is so difficult. I don't know if I could answer it myself. Phoebe, what do you think? Yeah, that's a really tough question. That really is tough. 3 things. Just 3 things? And they have to be art things? Okay, if they have to be art things. If they didn't have to be art things, then I would have said things like indoor plumbing. Like, you know, an actual toilet seat that, yeah. Okay, art things. Well, if I'm on an island, I can do sculptural things with rocks and things like that. So yeah, like if like anything that I'm thinking of will run out. Like I keep thinking, my first thought is pencil and paper, but I mean that'll run out so fast. What could I take with me that wouldn't run out? That's really, really, really a tough question. Huh. Okay, so my answer would very likely change like 50 times just before landing on the island. For now, I think I'm gonna say that I would I would take like a humongous, like I'm talking like a huge, like a box that a fridge would have come in or something like that. Full of paper. I would take a box full of pencils that has a sharp pen. Okay, that's probably cheating. It's probably cheating because I was about to say like I would take a little, like a pencil case, not a little one, like a big pencil case full of colored pencils and big pens and regular pencils, an eraser and a sharpener, all in the same like pencil case. But like I said, that's probably cheating. So if that is cheating, then instead I would take a pencil that, you know, a brand new pencil, and I would take, oh gosh, and probably an X-Acto knife, because this could double as a sharpener and could also come in handy as another, like a tool for other purposes, like you know, peeling fruit or something so I could eat. So yeah, my 3 items: a really huge stack of paper, a pencil, and an X-Acto knife. And finally, what product would you be? Also, very difficult question. Wow. The hardest question of all for last, huh? I see. Okay. Have been thinking about this ever since I got tagged, and I just don't know. My answer, every time I think about it, is different. I'm not even sure that I'm clear on what it means. Like, is a pencil, a colored pencil, is that a product? Or does a product mean something like glue or, you know, gel medium or something like that? I really liked the answer that the Mary Atelier gave for this. She said that she would be an art journal. And I'm tempted to steal her answer and say that for me as well. However, gosh, that's so hard. I really love stickers. Maybe I'd be some kind of sticker. Maybe I'd be a sticker, like a cartoon version of myself sticker. Is that a product? Oh gosh. Maybe I would be black gesso. It's a good foundation, it's a good start, and anything could come out of that. Like, you never know what you'll find in the universe that one. Black gesso maybe, because I love the color and because it's a good start for a project, and it makes everything kind of cool, but it's kind of dark and mysterious at the same time. I kind of like to think that I can be mysterious, or, you know, something. Or maybe I'd be Jet Black Stays On ink. Jet Black or Timber Brown. Maybe I'd be Stays On ink. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I would be Stays On ink, because this has the possibility you can stamp with this on just about anything. And yeah, okay, I'm getting excited about it now. Yeah, this I would be Stays On ink. I would either be Jet Black or Timber Brown. I can't decide because I use both equally as often, and I love both colors, and they're somewhat similar. But yeah, I think I would be the Jet Black because it can, yeah, it can do, okay, yeah. Okay, I would be Jet Black Stays On ink because it could do all sorts of things. You can put it as a background, you can put it on top, you can, and it does as its name suggests. It actually stays, and it just works on almost any surface, and it's really cool stuff, and I really love it. And maybe that's my most expensive tool, but is it a tool? Anyway, So there you go. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so thank you for visiting my studio room today, and I hope I haven't bored you to pieces. And oh, right, and I'm supposed to tag people now. Right. Oh gosh. Who am I tagging? Oh my goodness. Most of the people that I would tag either already have been tagged or they're way too busy, I'm sure. But one of those people I'm going to tag anyway. And to anybody that I do tag, don't worry about it. Just do it only if you want to, and don't worry. And if you've already been tagged and I just don't know and you've already done it, please send me a link so that I can see what your answers were. Okay, so I tag Tamara Laporte, she's willowing, Susie Blue, Steve from Steve's Art Studio, Aaron from Imperfect Impulses, and Bailey J. I'd also like to tag Lisa and Yolanda, Lionpaw55, and Anna Brim. So those are the people I tag. Tag, you're it! Okay. See ya. Peace to all. And there you have it, folks. So we hope you will tune in next time for Phoebe's World Studio Room.